Did you know that 70% of people fear public speaking more than death? In fact, a survey found that many would rather face a lion than give a speech. But here's the kicker: the best speakers aren't born, they're made. You can learn the skills to speak with confidence and charisma, no matter how shy or nervous you feel. Now, imagine walking into any room, knowing you can hold everyone's attention. Imagine your words leaving a lasting impact and creating a connection with your audience, whether you're in a meeting, giving a presentation, or speaking at an event. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not. It's a skill you can master. In this video, you'll discover 6 powerful tips to help you become a magnetic speaker. We'll dive into little-known strategies, like how the right pause can make your words unforgettable or how a simple change in your voice can captivate anyone. Get ready to transform how you speak and turn your fear into power. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: Magnetize your audience. The power of the pause. We've all heard the phrase, silence is golden, but when it comes to public speaking, it's more like the secret weapon of great speakers. The power of the pause is often overlooked. When you pause after a powerful statement, you give your words time to sink in. You give your audience a moment to reflect, and that makes your message more memorable. Research shows that strategic pauses can increase retention by up to 40%. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Pausing creates anticipation, and anticipation keeps your audience engaged. Think of pauses as a way to highlight key points. When you pause, you're giving your audience permission to process and feel the weight of your words. The best speakers know how to master the pause. Barack Obama, for instance, is famous for his well-timed pauses. He doesn't rush his speech. Instead, he lets each phrase settle before moving on to the next one. This allows his audience to absorb his message. When you're speaking, don't be afraid of silence. It can actually speak louder than words. One study found that public speakers who use pauses are perceived as more confident and thoughtful. So, next time you're preparing for a speech, try incorporating pauses into your script. Give your audience a chance to hang on to your every word. Chapter 2: Energy Injection. How to speak like you mean it. There's a big difference between speaking with energy and just speaking loudly. Energy is contagious. If you're enthusiastic, your audience will be, too. But here's the thing, it's not about being overly dramatic. It's about being real and engaged with your message. Studies show that people are 30% more likely to remember a speech if it's delivered with high energy. But here's the catch, the energy needs to match the message. If you're speaking about something lighthearted, let your energy reflect that. If it's a serious topic, keep your energy sincere and purposeful. Think about Steve Jobs. He was a master of injecting energy into his speeches, but he did it in a way that felt authentic and thoughtful. Jobs didn't just give a presentation, he gave a performance, each word delivered with intention and passion. You can create energy with your voice, your posture, and your facial expressions. A slouched posture and monotone voice won't do much to engage your audience. But standing tall, using a varied tone, and showing enthusiasm with your body language can elevate your speech significantly. Chapter 3: The Charisma Trick. Master your nonverbal signals. Charisma isn't something you're born with, it's something you can develop. A huge part of being charismatic is understanding the power of nonverbal communication. Research shows that around 55% of communication is nonverbal. That means your body language, gestures, and facial expressions speak louder than your words. One of the most important nonverbal cues is eye contact. Studies show that maintaining eye contact with your audience for 60–70% of the time makes you seem more trustworthy and confident. Eye contact is like a bridge that connects you to your listeners. It's a subtle but powerful way to engage them. Your posture also plays a huge role. If you slouch or cross your arms, you give off an impression of insecurity or disinterest. But standing up straight, with open shoulders and a relaxed stance, makes you appear more confident and approachable. Gestures are another important tool. When you speak, your hands should move naturally. Studies show that speakers who use gestures are perceived as more expressive and persuasive. Just be sure not to overdo it. Excessive hand movements can distract from your message. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on becoming a charismatic speaker. Chapter 4: Voice Alchemy. Transform your tone into power. Your voice is like an instrument. Just like a musician varies the tone and rhythm of their playing, you can use your voice to add richness and depth to your speech. Research shows that voice variation can make a speech 70% more engaging. A monotone delivery? Not so much. Pitch is one of the most important elements of vocal variety. Speaking in a higher pitch can express excitement, while a lower pitch conveys authority and seriousness. The key is balance. If you use a range of pitches, you keep your audience's attention without sounding forced. Pacing is just as important. Speaking too quickly can make you sound nervous, while speaking too slowly may lose your audience's interest. The ideal pace is around 125,150 words per minute, which is fast enough to keep the energy flowing, but slow enough for listeners to follow along. Volume is another tool to master. If you raise your volume for important points, it draws your audience's attention to them. A softer voice, on the other hand, can make people lean in, creating a sense of intimacy. Chapter 5, The Hook of the Century. Create irresistible introductions. The first few seconds of your speech are make or break. In fact, studies suggest that most people form their opinion of a speaker within the first 30 seconds. A great introduction is like a hook in a song. It grabs attention and makes people want to hear more. To create a compelling intro, start with a story. People are wired to respond to storytelling. One study found that 65% of people are more likely to remember a story than a statistic. Start with a personal anecdote, a shocking fact, or a thought-provoking question to immediately pull people in. Another great way to hook your audience is by making them feel included. Ask questions like, "Have you ever wondered?" or "What would you do if?" This invites them to think, making them feel like they're a part of the conversation, not just passive listeners. But the most important thing in your intro is clarity. You want to let your audience know what they'll get out of your speech. Give them a preview of the value you'll deliver, so they feel excited to stay tuned. Chapter 6, Engage and Elevate. Turning your audience into fans. Great speakers don't just inform, they engage. To truly connect with your audience, you need to involve them. This doesn't mean making them answer questions on the spot, but it does mean making them feel like they're a part of your journey. One of the best ways to engage is through call and response techniques. Even small interactions, like asking the audience to raise their hands or nod, can make them feel more involved. A study from the University of Wisconsin found that when speakers use audience interaction, they increase engagement by 50%. Don't forget about feedback. Look for signs that your audience is with you. Are they nodding, smiling, or leaning in? If so, keep going with your message. If not, don't be afraid to switch things up. Remember, a speech is a two-way conversation, even if you're the only one speaking. But engagement doesn't stop during the talk, it should extend beyond it. Follow up with your audience after your speech. Send them a thank you email, share additional resources, or start a conversation on social media. The more you connect, the more likely your audience will return for future talks. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more insider tips on how to become a truly unforgettable speaker.